Hi everyone, my name is Colin O'Clock, and this is Mage's Contest Commander Sealed League. I'm really excited to start this league. It's actually our 4th season doing a Commander Sealed League, but our first is Mage's Contest. Today, I'm going to be opening my first 18 packs from my Play Booster box of Outlaws of Thunder Junction. We have multiple different sets that you can choose from, but I was really excited to play with these new cards and open a new type of booster. In our sealed leagues, we keep the costs down by spreading a booster box over the course of the first 4 weeks. In week 1, we'll start with 18 packs and then slowly add the rest of the box in over the next 3 weeks up to week 4. Once we hit week 4, we've opened an entire box and we have a 100 card deck ready to go. From week 5 to week 8, we get to add packs from other standard legal sets throughout all of Magic's history. We've opened some spicy pulls in the past and a lot of synergistic ones too. I'm excited to see what I open out of these first 18 packs. Let's check it out and get building. You can see I'm starting with a box of Outlaws of Thunder Junction, and I already have Magda the Hordemaster pulled up on the screen. As part of our sealed league, Buy a Box promo is able to be played in the sealed pool. It encourages us to go to our LGS to get our boxes, and I appreciate our LGS and everything they do for us, so I made sure to pick mine up there. So I have my box and my promo, and I'm ready to get cracking. Here we go. Super exciting. Oh my gosh. All right, here we go. We're going to open these packs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 16, 17, 18. All right. Here we go. Now when I'm opening packs, I always have a thing of sleeves with me because I sleeve all of my rares and mythics and all of that right out of the pack if I can. I'm going to sort these by color. We need to keep all of our sealed pulls together because we may switch colors midway through. For that, I've brought along a bundle box that I'll use to keep all of these cards in together. So we have a Magda to start, an art card, we got basic land, we have Grow from. Not going to pay too much attention to all of these. Idea of what's going on first. Oh, okay, our packs are backwards. So Ornery Tumblewag. We got a Brushwag to start as our first rare. Got some white cards over here. Black. Doc Orlock. Doc Orlock is our first legendary creature, Bear Druid, 2/3. Spells you cast from the graveyard or from exile cost 2 less to cast. Plotting cards from your hand cost 2 less to cast. We have our first legendary, although I didn't think that would be a problem. Okay, we have some nice black removal. Targeted removal is good. And it's funny how like these cards will not make a normal commander deck, but when you're playing sealed commander or limited commander, you really want some of those, you know, commons that give you a little bit of extra value, like surveilling. Okay, we have our elemental token. We haven't pulled a token yet. There we go. A nice man. Full steam ahead. A terminal agony. And our first mythic is an Archangel of Tides. That is lovely. I'm excited to pull that for a second time now. The first time was at my pre-release, so we'll see how that goes. We have a Hellspur Brute, Tomb Troll, Hello Alchemist, Killer of the Damned. We have some cards here pretty quickly. So first mythic pull, Archangel of Tides, creature angel 3/5. As long as it is untapped, creatures can't attack me or planeswalkers I control unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Lovely, I love that. As long as it is attacking, creatures can't block unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. Also, awesome ability. I didn't pull the first rare up on the screen. I'll do that now. Ornery Tumblewag is a 2 and a green Brushwag mount. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature whenever Ornery Tumbleweed attacks. While saddled, double the number of +1/+1 counters on that target creature. Double the number of cattle. I wish. There are a few cows and oxen. I can't wait to see all of the weird cow interventions that happen during our game. You know, I'm also going to put this one legendary creature aside with Magda as another option here. Hey, here we go. Back, we have a beautiful little sheep token. We have a lush oasis. The fixing is going to be very important. A mirage mesa. A crackle with power. That is sweet red mythic. Just finishing games, along with a red rare. Outlaws you control have haste, and when Hellspur Posse boss enters the battlefield, create 2/1/1 red. Crackle with power is a sorcery. XXX red. Crackle with power deals 5 times X damage to each of up to X targets. The other rare is super exciting. This is Hellspur Posse Boss. It is a creature lizard rogue, 2/4. Other outlaws you control have haste, and when it enters, create 2/1/1 red mercenary tokens with tap. Target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Activate only as. This card has been a lot of fun. I've played on Arena with it already, and the outlaw ability it gives, the hasty outlaws plus the additional outlaws, is super valuable. All right, moving on to our next pack. Art card, land, Armadillo, Skewer the Critic. An Inspiring Vantage is our rare. Fixing. Here's our rare for the pack, Inspiring Vantage. This will be nice if we have a pool where we're going to be playing. Moving on to our next. Got a treasure token. We've got some more red-white fixing. This time it's a desert. We've got Lassoed by the Law. Back for More. I just want to shout out this card, Back for More. I don't know if it'll pull up on there. I really like returning creatures from the graveyard to the battlefield. Ooh, okay. Stingerback Terror is our next rare. It is a creature scorpion dragon for 2 red. It has flying and trample, and when it gets -1/-1 for each card in your hand, and it's a 7/7. It also can be plotted for 2 and a red. That's nice in our colors right now, at least the colors that we're pulling a lot of rares in. Right now, we would be able to play Magda and a bunch of these red rares. All right, we're getting into it. This is pack number 6. This will be a third of the way through our initial sealed pull. We have a mercenary token. We have some more fixing, always good. Another desert. Our rare is Siphon Insight. It's blue and a black for an instant. Look at the top 2 cards of target opponent's library. Exile one of them face down and put the other on the bottom of that library. You may play the exiled card for as long as it remains exiled, and you may spend any mana as though it were a mana of any color to cast that spell. It also has flashback, so you can do that twice. It's a nice bit of card advantage. Also fun to take your opponent's things. There are a few achievements. for getting opponents' things. I think only out of their graveyard, but I'll double check that. Oh, yes. There we go. We have a 3-color rare. I love starting a sealed Commander League with 3-color rares, only because this gives us a good opportunity to play a lot of different cards in our pool. So not only can we play Magda and Doc Orlock, we can play Riku and a bunch of these other rares that we've already pulled. So super excited about this one already. I don't even know what it does. Let's take a look. Riku of Many Paths is green, blue, and red for a legendary creature human wizard. Whenever you cast a modal spell, choose up to X, where X is the number of times you've chose a mode for that spell. So if you choose one mode, you can choose one. If you choose 2 modes, you can choose 2, etc. Exile the top card of your library until the end of the turn. Next turn, you may play it. Put a +1/+1 counter on Riku of the Many Paths. It gains trample until end of turn. And create a 1/1 blue creature token with flying. That's a lot of value for one card. I'm super excited about Riku of Many Paths. Now I'm looking only at red, blue, and green cards, thinking I know exactly where I'm going. Of course, that could change at any time. Here's a nice little ramp spell, Hard Bristle Bandit, creature plant rogue that can add 1 mana of any color. Currently in green, so that we can be able to fix and ramp in Riku of Many Paths if we decide to go that way. Currently, all of our legendary creatures will be able to be played in Riku of Many Paths, so that's super exciting. Just to review so far, we have Riku, Doc Orlock, and Magda as potential commanders for our deck. Now we're going to get into the second third of our pack. Scorpion Dragon token. Love that for Magda. Love it. The land, we have Dust Bowl, another land. Dust Bowl says tap and add 1 colorless, or pay 3, tap, sacrifice a land, and destroy a non-basic land. That's also a foil. Very nice, Dust Bowl. Fierce Retribution. This is a destroy card in white, which is really nice. Rush of Dread, 1 black. Rush of Dread, 1 black. It's a spree card. For 1 black +1, target opponent sacrifices half the creatures they control rounded up. +2, target opponent discards half of their cards in their hand rounded up. +2 more, target opponent loses half of their life rounded up. You can choose 1 or all of those. To review, we got this very pretty Dust Bowl. Nice way to be able to destroy a non-basic land. And we've also got this Rush of Dread, which is not in any of our colors, sadly, so far. I would like to be able to play black just for the removal. I always feel good and limited when I'm in black and or white. We'll see how the rest of the pool goes. Next pack. Oh, we've got a nice little signed card there. I am a sucker for signed art cards. My friends at the draft give me their art cards, and I appreciate it. Okay, we got another desert. There's our first white-black legendary creature, Baron Bertram Greywater, a vampire noble. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, create a 1/1 black vampire rogue creature token with lifelink. This ability only triggers once each turn. For 1 and a black, sacrifice another creature or artifact and draw a card. Okay, we got a fling. That's also like a fun game-ending spell, especially for some of these creatures that can get really big. This isn't a legendary creature, it's any joins up, which is a great card. When Annie joins up, it deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker an opponent controls, so it's removal. But I think the big fun part of this card is that it is a Panharmonicon for legendary creature triggers. If a triggered ability of a legendary creature you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. That's nice. It's not in our colors at this moment, but we'll see if that comes into play in the future. Here's our first red-white legend. This is a core advisor named Eartha Joe, Frontier Mentor, for 2 and a white and a red. When Eartha Joe Frontier Mentor enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 red mercenary token with the pump ability. Whenever you activate an ability that targets a creature or player, copy that ability. You may choose new targets for that copy. That's pretty sweet. I'm into that. That's a fun little card there. Okay, next pack. Art card. Foil land. Oh baby. My little Timmy Hart. Colossal Rattleworm. 2 green for a worm. Colossal Rattleworm has flash as long as you control a desert. It has trample and it's a 6/5, and it also has the ability 1 and a green, exile Colossal Rattleworm from your graveyard, search your library for a desert card, put it onto the battlefield, tap. We got another fling. We are playing singleton, so we won't be able to use both fling. And here's our first Is It commander. This will also fit under Riku. Breaches the Blastmaster for 1 blue and a red. Legendary creature Goblin Pirate it's a 3/3 menace. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, you may sacrifice an artifact. If you do, flip a coin. When you win the flip, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for it. When you lose the flip, Breaches the Blastmaster deals damage equal to that spell's mana value to any target. This is sweet. Oh, and we have another rare legendary creature in Rakdos, Laughing Jasper Flint, 1 black and red. Legendary creature Lizard Rogue, it's a 4/3. Creatures you control but don't own are mercenaries in addition to their other types. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile the top X card of target opponent's library, where X is the number of outlaws you control. Until the end of turn, you may cast spells from among those cards, and mana of any type can be spent to cast. Also super fun. I'm really excited to I'm hoping, I know there's Grixis legend, I think Marchesa. I don't know if she's in the main set or not. But it would be really nice if she was. Okay, next pack. And humiliate. High Noon, the Boros spell. Each player can't cast more than 1 spell each turn. 4 and a red. Sacrifice High Noon, deals 5 damage. Okay. Alright, High Noon. Alright, next pack. This is a desert in our colors. That's really nice to have. Just Right now, if we're going to go teamer, having the green-red desert will be helpful. Getting a lot of these Dance of the Tumbleweeds cards. Hindering Light. And just a slick show off. A slick shot show off. This is exciting. This is an exciting pull. I think a lot of people are talking about this card being extra good and constructed. And I think it's worth a little bit of money too. The Slick Shot Show Off, 1 in a red, so it's cheap, and it has Flying and Haste, the 1/2. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Slick Shot Show Off gets +2/+0 until end of turn, and you can plot it for the same cost that it costs to cast it. Plot cost is 1 in a red, so you can plot this, wait a turn, get those cheap non-creature spells ready to go, and pump this. This may be my first holy cow. Holy cow. Okay, this is our 12th pack. I'm going to be extra careful opening this pack. Make sure that we haven't damaged the back card. Art card. Foil land. We got Bonnie Paul, Clear Cutter. Bow, 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 bow. Bonnie Paul. 3 green, blue, blue. Legendary creature, Giant Scout. 6/5. With reach. That's sneaky reach. When Bonnie Paul Clear Cutter enters the battlefield, create Bow, a legendary blue ox creature token with this creature's power and toughness are each equal to the number of lands you control. Whenever you attack, draw a card, then you may put a land card from your hand or graveyard onto the battlefield. Super exciting. Also in teamer colors. We have Endless Detour. Endless Detour from Streets of New Capenna. The owner of target spell, non-land, permanent, or card in a graveyard puts it on. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness. I don't know what to do with this. I said it earlier. I knew that they made a Marchesa. I didn't know if it was in the main set or in the commander set. Marchesa, Dealer of Death, for blue, black, and red. Legendary creature, human rogue. 3/4. Whenever you commit a crime, you may pay 1. If you do, look at the top 2 cards of your library. Put one of them into your hand and the other into your graveyard. So I'm going to have some tough choices now because we have Riku, the Teamer legend, and we have Marchesa, the Grixis legend. I have been pulling some nice cards in green, but I'm wondering now if I have better cards in black. Either way, the blue and the red are shared, so I'll be able to play all these fun blue and red. Super excited to pull another 3-colored legend. Okay, that's 2/3 of our box. We're going to go into the last 6 packs and see what we pull. Red, green so far. We have all these multicolor and or legendary cards. Right now, we're still looking at probably Riku or maybe Marchesa, depending on what uncommon pulls are and what these next 6 packs. Let's take a look. We have an elk token. Beautiful, beautiful. Foil mount. I love these lands. Griffin. We have Hypothesis. This is one of my favorite cards from, I think it was Guilds of Ravnica or Ravnica Allegiance. That is Guilds of Ravnica, Hypothesis. It's a nice card for sealed for sure. Oh wow, that's our first big scorecard. Grand Abolisher. This is just a nice pull in general. I don't have a deck that this immediately slots into, but it is nice little protection, maybe for later down the line. A 2 mana, white, white, 2/2 human cleric. It's definitely a hate bear. During your turn, your opponents can't cast spells or activate abilities of artifacts, creatures, or enchantments. So super nice. And we have a second Colossal Rattle. Only be able to play one of those. We do keep it singleton. Yes. Oh, this one is good. I've been waiting to see this the whole time. Oasis Gardener is a little mana dork. Add 1 mana of any color, 3 mana 2/2. When it enters, you gain 2 life, which isn't something to sneeze at either. 5 more packs to go. Human Rogue Token. Forest. Ambush Gigapede, that's a foily one. Heartless Pillage. Oh wow, we got another 3-color rare, and it's a mythic. Irid, Mirror of the Wilds. This is the Naya red, green, white mythic human shaman. 3/3 haste. Non-token creatures you control have tap. Create a token that's a copy of target token you control that entered the battlefield this turn. This is ridiculous. This is very nice. All of a sudden I'm starting to think about the white that we had in our pool. We still have really strong red and that might take the cake. Although there was a lot of fun blue stuff in there. Some nice black cards. We'll take another look. It's so funny. I was just about to say that I hadn't pulled many mythics and hadn't pulled a big scorecard, and we had, I think, 2, one after the other. One is going to be a potential commander for us in this sealed league. Okay, we got a desert, white-black desert. We have a Ride Down. Another Bonnie Paul. Urgent Haunting is a card. Stubborn Barrow Fiend in green. We have Grom, another potential for our teamer deck. Oh my god. Grom, Violent Cacophony, 2 blue, red. Legendary creature, zombie, flying horror. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Crom and draw a card. 2/3. That is nice. I'm gonna put that in a legendary creature pile. Right. 3 packs left. Token. We've got another desert land. I don't think we were playing any combination of blue-white. We have an Archive Trap. Veraska the Silencer. Goodness. Okay, hold on. Let's back it up. Okay, Archive Trap. 3 blue for an instant trap. If an opponent searches their library this turn, you may pay 0 rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Target opponent mills 13 cards. So that's exciting. And then right below it, Veraska the Silencer. This would be a Golgari option for us. It is a 1 black-green Gorgon Assassin with Death Touch, the 3/3. Whenever a non-token creature an opponent controlled die, you may pay 1. If you do, return that card to the battlefield tapped under your control. It's a treasure artifact with tap, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color, and it loses all other card types, but notably does not lose its ability. So we would be able to take advantage of other players' creature abilities. That is also very exciting. Okay, we have 2 packs left, 2 packs to go. Gotta love the tiny bones. Braided Bluffs. Silver Deputy. Ooh, nice little Force of Vigor here. Force of Vigor is a card you may cast for free if you can exile another green card from your hand. 2 green instant. If it's not your turn, you may exile a green card from your hand rather than pay the spell's mana cost. Destroy up to 2 target artifacts and/or enchantments. Good reason to be in green. And we have Kambal. I haven't really looked at this card either, so I'm not sure what it does. I think if I remember during spoiler season, somebody said it was ridiculous. I'm not looking at the card. You probably know before I do. 1 white-black, Human Advisor. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your opponent's control, for each of them, create a tapped token that's a copy of it. This ability triggers only once each turn. Whenever 1 or more tokens enter the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Also a spicy card. Alright, last pack. This is pack number 18, the first half of our box. Have another Tiny Bones art. Nice desert. A Journey to Nowhere, some nice removal. Our rare is Archmage's Newt, the Salamander mount for 1 and a blue. 2/2. Whenever Archmage's Newt deals combat damage to a player, target instant or sorcery in your graveyard gains flashback until end of turn. The flashback cost is equal to its mana cost. That card gains flashback 0 until end of turn instead if Archmage's Newt is saddled. You can saddle it for free. That is sort of a fun card. Might come into hand. It might come into play. We'll take a look. Okay. All right. We're gonna take a pause. We're gonna sleeve up those last cards, and then we're gonna take a look at this pool. Okay, we're back. We've done a little bit of sorting. I've basically removed all of the duplicate cards, and I have the tokens and our cards in here too. Some duplicates in every color have come out of our pool, and I'm just going to keep those to the side. There may be an opportunity in the future where if I build 2 different decks, I can put 1 of each card in each deck, and that way I don't have to switch them back and forth when I swap back and forth. But that's really just a way to make it a little bit easier to keep track of cards when the pool gets a little bit bigger. So I want to talk a minute about the lands. I think I was lucky. I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I got some good fixing. So out of all of the dual deserts, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the colors. We talked a little bit about potentially being in Naya, which have here all 3 Naya colors. We talked about potentially being in a Teamer, which would be green, red, and blue, which I have all 3 for also. And then the last one would be potentially Grixis. I believe I'm missing the Demir colored desert, the one desert that cares about crimes. So I have 8 of the 10 deserts in dual colors. And then for the other deserts I have, Mirage Mesa is just great fixing. Mirage Mesa can be a desert of any color. We have Sandstorm Verge, which allows us to stop something from being blocked or stop something from blocking. Conduit Pylons, which is another potential fixing, although you have to pay an extra mana to do it. And Bucolic Reach, which is mana fixing, but only for mounts. So we'll see how that goes. The lands I have are just the foily full art lands. I sleeve those up as well. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about our legendary creature pool, because this is where ultimately our deck building is going to start. Now, we started off with Magda, the Horde Master, just because we have a buy a box promo and we're allowed to play that in our pool. The really cool thing is, between all 3 color legends I pulled, Girid, Riku, and Marchesa, all 3 can play Magda. So no matter what, I think we're going to be playing Magda. The question would be, do we want to go with the Naya tokens theme? This would also allow us to play our Boros commander, Eartha Joe. When I was looking through the Naya cards, most of the tokens that we would be making in red and white aren't that exciting. There's 1/1 sheep tokens, there's the 1/1 mercenary tokens. Now, green can make a few types of big tokens, and Magda herself also can make 4/4 Scorpion Dragon creature token. So that's an exciting build. For Marchesa, this is our crime commander. Playing Marchesa would allow us to play Laughing Jasper Flint in Rakdos, but also Crom and Breaches. I think for Magda, what I found was that we didn't have a whole lot that pulled us into black. There was, I think, 1 mono black rare, and there's some target removal, but for the card pool, I think the best pool that we have so far looks like Riku of Many Paths. Now, I'm not 100% sure how much we're going to be able to trigger this modal spell clause Riku. We do have a few spree spells, especially in green, but along with being able to play Breaches, which can copy spells, and Crom, which is just card advantage, we also gain access to Doc Orok and Bonnie Paul. So right there, we have a good core of creatures that are already creating value on their own. I think what we're going to do is start with a teamer build and then go from there. What's fun about doing a teamer build is it leaves out the colors black and white altogether. So I can probably put together either a Baron Bertram Greywater deck or a Comball deck, or have them switch out and just build my best black-white pool as a second deck to start and see where it takes me. I would really like to build Vraska the Silencer. I think this card is amazing. I would love to be able to steal some of our opponents' different types of creatures and use their abilities, or just use them as ramp. But again, I think being able to play in 3 colors, especially in a limited environment where we don't have a large card pool and we'll be playing a limited deck, so 60 cards to start, I think leaning into the one that will generate the most value out of these legendary creatures will be the best way to go. We'll see once we get started after week 1. I'm going to do a separate video for the build, but right now, that's where I'm leaning. That's all I have for this week. What did you think of my pulls? What would you be most excited to play? Would you also be building a teamer deck? Let me know in the comments. If you're interested in joining the league, there's still time. Week 1 doesn't start until April 29th. You can check out our Discord for more information, or send me a message on Twitter. This has been Colin O'Clock for Mages Content. Have a great day, and may all your spells resolve no matter how much you have to pay.